have accessed the future of television.
This is Sci-Fi.
Exposure. Indecent. Exposure. Maximum exposure.
A futuristic spin on capital punishment in Christophe Joly's 10 Seconds.
I can compromise on a lot of things, but I will never compromise on what I'm saying to people. You know, you don't make short or movies, I think, just to say, okay, I'm going to please the people who are going to see it. So some understand the story, some don't, but they come to you and they speak about death penalty.
Beginning procedure. Time 8:15. Please observe.
Now let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Judge carefully. For with the Lord our God there is no injustice or partiality. Do not curse the deaf, put a stumbling block in front of the blind, but fear your God. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. I am the Lord.
Welcome. Inmate, identify yourself. Inmate, identify yourself. Inmate, identify yourself.
655321, sir!
Family, identify yourself.
Johnson family? Nicole? Lynn? Thomas?
655321. You have been convicted of the murder of Nick Johnson. You have exactly 120 seconds to reach your goal. Failure to reach the designated zone will result in death. Reaching the zone before time has expired will result in life term. Johnson family, you are now trained and know the rules. When 105 seconds is announced, you may proceed. Countdown, 120, 115, 110, 100, 95, 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65, 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. Family, you may now leave the field. Welcome. Inmate, identify yourself.
I read this interview about Martin Scorsese. He said, if you're doing a short, you just need to know what you want to say, because if you don't know what you want to say, don't shoot it. And that's where I said to myself, okay, what I would like to say to people? I would like to say that I'm against death penalty, so let's try to do it. I don't want to put my finger like that on my fist and say, you need to think like that. I think you learn when you are making shorts, because you learn everything, every aspect of it, and you are doing it in a small scale. So if you give time to the costume, you give time to the light, you give time for everything, and you work on the light with your DP, and you meet people, and you learn actually to be a director, because it's not, I don't know what it is yet, but I can tell you that it's pretty, I don't know, it's strange, and you need to learn to be a human being at the same time that you are a director. I'm just learning each time, and I think each time I'm going to shoot something, I'm going to learn about myself. I'm going to learn about how the process is working, how you find a story. But I think it's a long road, and I'm pretty ready for it. I think movies are about the experience, not it's an experience. It's not a result. It's an experience. So you climb it, and after you're ready to climb another one. So I think, yeah, it's running. It's like in my short, actually. You're running. It's what a life is about. Sometimes you stop, and sometimes you run. And I will try to run till the end, if it's possible.
Experience the latest in high-tech household appliances.
I think robots are our friends.
When exposure continues.
Exposure.
Partner.
He's a solid action love partner. He's a robot. I'm in a band now called Water Park. I'm the guitarist, singer, and I write the songs. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. A friend of mine made me a mixtape called Solid Action Love Partner. He actually got it. That's actually was an ad that was in the back of Hustler. So for like one of those blow up dolls, like Solid Action Love Partner. So that's the, even though my short has nothing to do with that sort of pornography. Ever since making Solid Action Love Partner, I've been, I guess, into robots and into that whole Flash Gordon space theme, that real campy bad props, the whole thing. I mean, that was sort of what I was trying to pull off with Solid Action Love Partner in a way. I wanted to go with like a Robbie the Robot high-tech design. I wanted to rent it from like Paramount or whoever had like real robots, but they either didn't exist or they were too expensive. So I had to make my own. And I went through a lot of trial and error and a lot of trips to Home Depot, and I was able to make it using like laundry machine parts and other things. The original concept of the film is not what happened ultimately, but what happened with the film, because of having to make some cost cutting and some other things, some compromises, it turned out being better than it would have been originally. For example, I wanted to use a live rooster, and I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to do, but I can't kill a rooster, and I'm going to have to get into sort of animal wranglers and that sort of stuff. It's very expensive. Ultimately, I ended up going to a toy factory and getting a $15 rooster that laid eggs and just moved across the screen. As far as the issue of human-robot sex relations, I think that there's always potential. I mean, I think as far as technology goes, I think the world is our oyster.
A deranged criminal mind holds the city for ransom. Discover what the future has created to protect and serve when Exposure continues.
Exposure.
On an all-new Farscape,
Now that's a better image, don't you think?
life imitates art.
Bring me Tiana's portrait.
Yeah, it'll look nice in here.
I don't want to look at it. I want to destroy it.
I want to see what's going to show me next.
I don't know art, but I know what I don't like.
When an old foe returns,
Your species will kept me well fed for a long time.
You stay the hell away from Earth.
Farscape, a sci-fi original series. Friday night at 8 on Sci-Fi.
11, 12. About $1 a bottle. You can buy clean.
Perfect suit. Electric dreams. Homemade voodoo. And a crisis of identity. On Exposure. Sci-Fi's new original short film series. Next Wednesday at 10 on Sci-Fi. Get exposed.
Actor Philippe Robert and cinematographer Jean-Claude Thibault co-wrote and directed Les Ailes de L'ombre.
Claude, réponds-moi, Claude! Claude, réponds-moi, putain! Réponds-moi! Claude!
Ce soir, Marcus Freeman a pris en otage une infirmière dans les locaux désaffectés de la clinique Anakin. Souvenez-vous, il avait attaqué la banque centrale avec son frère Claude, mort de façon inexpliquée. Selon la police, il n'y aurait pour le moment aucune victime.
mais j'ai quelques patients qui m'ont retenu un peu plus longtemps que prévu.
Marcus, arrêtez ces enfantillages. Ça suffit maintenant. Détachez-moi. Détachez-moi!
Calme. On est complètement isolé.
Ne gaspillez pas vos forces. Vous en aurez besoin pour l'affronter. Elle a tué mon frère, et je vais vous le prouver.
Je sais aussi qu'elle viendra pour moi.
Mais non, elle ne viendra pas, elle ne viendra jamais. Oubliez cette histoire, Marcus. C'est toujours la même histoire, ça n'existe pas.
La vérité vous fait peur, hein?
La vérité, c'est que la police va vous tuer si vous ne le laissez pas partir. Détachez-moi.
J'ai tout prévu. Il est plus facile de croire que je suis fou que d'affronter la vérité en face.
Elle a tué mon frère. Je vais vous le prouver.
La chose, vous êtes avec eux.
Non, non.
Alors, regardez.
In the closet or under the bed.
I'm the new monster under the bed.
Monsters at work. When exposure continues.
Exposure.
Finding out.
All new episode.
Reason number one to be afraid of the dark. Director-designer David Curry dares you to work the night shift.
There's something very magical about shooting live action, putting in a magical creation, a dinosaur, a dragon, monsters, just having something abnormal talking about everyday experiences. And when the audience reacts to it as if it was there, it's magic.
You scared of me? Are you scared of me? You better believe you're scared of me. Rah.
Hold on a sec. Name's Bob. I'm here to fill in the bed opening, and here's my authorization.
What?
Bed opening. I'm the new monster under the bed.
Get out!
What?
I do all the scaring around here, alone.
But the union chief said that there was an opening in the night shift. Yeah, I'm not trying to horn in on anything. You know, I know the day shift's all taken.
Look, out. I've been working legally working out of that closet for 2 years now. I paid my dues. No little four-armed bug is gonna take over my territory.
Hey! There's no need to be insulting. Now you just calm down. I'm just here to do my job and scare the kid. That's it.
My father worked under that bed for 30 years, and I won't see it violated by a measly little flea like yourself.
Hey, aren't you a little bit small yourself? You look like a Smurf to me.
What did you call me?
Smurf!
You dung beetle!
Big-eared monster butt!
Wiener breath!
Silly butt stink!
Parmesan!
Butterfly!
Beater!
Triscuit!
Pig knocker!
Bees wings!
Bread mold!
Nipple! Whoa!
Bacon ass!
Foot sauce!
Pissing clam!
Fungus brain!
Fish turd!
Eye swamp!
Scum fart!
Butt lint!
Bug!
No!
Mommy, there's a monster in my room!
You know, I got an idea. If we were to work together, we could have that kid in therapy in a few years.
Oh, that's so good, you know. I have a cousin up north. She's got these. She does noises.
Noises?
Yeah, really good. She's got the the ones a duck call, but it's not a duck. It's a dino call.
Yeah, that's great. Noises are good. Now here's what we can do tomorrow night. I can get some fangs. Okay, first of all,
let me write this down.
Okay. I can get some fangs.
Well, I knew when I was growing up, I was scared of having my feet dangle off the edge of the bed. I thought they'd be bitten off or something. And so I thought it'd be funny, that the monster in the closet is 3 inches tall, or the monster on the bed is a really harmless guy. And they're not there to scare you, they're there because it's a job. You know, kids need to be scared, it's a job, they found one. And there's a day shift, a night shift, and they work the night shift. Well, there's something about animation that you can do anything with it. You can have characters fly, you can have bugs talk, four-armed creatures interact with human beings. The imagination it's unlimited, and you can do anything with it, and that's very appealing to me. I went through a casting process where I had about 30 kids come in and audition for me. And I'd have a kid walk in, I'd have milk and cookies for them, and they'd sit down and I'd say, could you scream for me? Could you do this or that? And I was sitting on the ground across from this one kid,
I'm saying, can you scream for me? And he's bouncing all around. He's full of adrenaline. And he just looks at me and then charges me and hits me in the stomach with his head. He just headbutts me. Butt-lint! A lot of kids, they didn't feel comfortable screaming out loud, which I found amazing because as a kid, I screamed all the time.
Enter an automated arena of survival.
I think it's important to show women characters as strong.
When exposure returns.
Exposure.
Tracy Lords, Jimmy Smits. Stephen King's The Tommyknockers. Thursday, starting at 7. On Sci-Fi.
Next week, The Perfect Suit, Electric Dreams, Homemade Voodoo, and The Crisis of Identity on Exposure, Sci-Fi's new original short film series. Next Wednesday at 10 on Sci-Fi. Get exposed.
Meet the one woman willing to fight the future in computer animator Joe Sevilla's Eden.
I was in school, full-time student. I had like 3 jobs, and I felt like I had all this stuff just like coming at me from all different directions. You know, I kept my head up through the whole thing. I had this, you know, big thesis to do, and I had all this work to do, and I was able to use that energy to go into the film.
Who's there? Bring it on.
And the reason why I chose a woman character, I think, was because I have a lot of respect for women in general. It's good to see a strong woman character, I think, in films today in general. I did kind of model her after my girlfriend, who is very strong, not only in mind but in body. And she's also the voice for the character. And also, like, my mom, I think, is really strong. And I have 2 older sisters, and I've just been around strong women my whole life, so I think that all went into it. The most important thing, I think, is you gotta have the desire in your heart to do this stuff. I'd like to do this stuff all the time. I love to do it, and if I could get paid to do what I love all the time, you know, that life doesn't get better than that.
From the visual effects team behind The City of Lost Children comes Christian Volkmann's spellbinding short film, Mazz. Re-expose yourself to tonight's short film selections and see extended interviews with their creators. Log on to exposure.sci-fi.com.
It's an evil kidnapping scheme. We're too late. Can only be stopped mano a mano. Morlock versus Morlock. Good versus Evil, a sci-fi original series. Friday at 9 on Sci-Fi.
Award-winning filmmaker Eric Biliardo gets off the ground with the animated Hors Jeu. now been fully exposed. The future of film continues every week on Exposure.
Exposure.